What is something that you're really, really good at with no help? Twelve. Never mind. Keep doing what you're doing. Ignore that question. Oh boy. Brian Baumgartner. Brian Bargartner. Mhm. Yeah. Is that his name on The Office? Brian? Brian. Let's see. I'm actually, yeah. I think it changed. Yeah, yeah. So the people from The Office. A lot of those people. What up, Candace, Big Sis, T Gibbs, the people from The Office. A lot of these people have their actual names. Um, because I think don't no I lied. I lied. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Just ignore everything I just said. Uh, I thought my brain is amazing. My brain is like, yeah, you looked this up. You heard this. I just seen the one of the characters from The Office, and he had a name tag on it said Brian. And I was like, I think that's his name. I think that's his name from The Office. And I looked it up. His name was Kevin. So, but I remember seeing they had a core group. I remember. I know I did not make this up, but I remember if anybody are fans of The Office, I remember there was a light documentary of The Office, and they said something along the lines of we had a core group of an ensemble cast, and then the featured people in this show became the ensemble cast. I think it was like Dwight, Michael, I forgot the couple's name. Uh, God, Pam, yes, and John. That's his real name. Let's see what his name is. Pam and Jim. There we go. Uh, Jim. That was the core group, and then everybody else was just featured. And they for for the pilot, they had the same extras keep coming back for the pilot, and then they had some sort of continuity issues, so they hired somebody else. Uh, uh, yeah, well, so it's a great show. I think it's kind of. I think you gotta kind. It's like nostalgia now. You go back and watch it. It's like, yeah, it's just a fun little show. You go back and watch it. I think it still hits. Um, but yeah, I believe if I think I really think at least two of these characters have their actual name. Let me look up the Office characters. Um, because I kind of feel like John and no, is it John and Jim? Jeff, Jeff, Jeff and Jim go side to side. Let's see. Nope, nope. Nobody has their actual name. Oscar. I think Oscar. Angela, Oscar, um, yeah. I think, yeah, those are the only two ones. I think there's only two ones that have their actual names. Kate, maybe? Does anybody know The Office that well? Creed? I know I'm not tripping. I knew I wasn't tripping. Because Creed has his actual name. Phyllis? Let me see. Phyllis. No, Phyllis, her actual name is Kate. No, hold on. I don't think that's Phyllis. Let me see. Yeah, I think the lady you're talking about, her actual name is Kate. Oh, just Phyllis. Yes. I was looking at Kate. Yes, Phyllis is his actual name. Is this lady? Let me see. Let me see if her name. Kate found her spot in the office. Oh, her name is Meredith. Yeah, man. So they actually use, which is, I don't know if that's good or bad, because people see you as your character. Will they be calling you because they know you, or do they call you because you're that character on The Office? So it's funny because, like I said, a lot of these characters have their actual names because they weren't planning on using them the entire time. They were just like, yeah, this should be a one-off. Why not use their actual names? Yeah, I knew I seen something about it. Lashonda, what up, girl? What up? What up? What up? I Big sis Chris, yo. Uh-huh. What y'all think about this? What y'all think about this beef, yo? You think it's good or bad? Think it's trash? What's your take on this Drake? Ooh, Kendrick Lamar and J.Cole beef. I think it's good fun sparring. I wish, we keep it on wax. Go back and forth, man. Have fun. I know people like, nah, say their names. It's like, we know what we're talking about. Let's keep it fun because the reason when you start saying people's names, it's hard to scrub that from history. You know, we all know Back to Back was about Meek Mill, but he didn't say his name one time. But he made a whole album. I mean, he made a whole song off of Meek Mill, and we appreciate it. Now say his name. Say his name. Why? We know who he's talking about. I mean, even on the flip side, Kendrick didn't even say his name. People keep saying J. Cole's verse was trash, and it's like, no, he said what he had to say. I liked it. J. Cole's my way. So what? J. Cole's my way. I'm not even sure. Let's see. Let's see. Do y'all know J. Cole's mama white? K. Cole. Let's see. Her name is K. Cole. Cole was raised by solo mom K, but we don't have any pictures of K. Cole. K. Cole's a crazy name. You gotta add something else to that. Like KM Cole. Uh, let's see. I see a K Cole. She is this her? Let's see. Wait a second. James and J.Cole welcome their son, J.Cole. But who is all about James and J.Cole? I see another J.Cole up here, but I don't know if she's white. And she's a dancer. With this woman. She's white. But I don't know if this is his mom. Like a white woman. She looks like Jasmine Guy. Looks like Jasmine Guy. If this is his mom, she's like Jasmine Guy. Let's see. But she's like a dancer, a choreographer. Um, I'm not sure if this is his mom because they don't connect the two together.
I only heard that song once, and I feel like he said a line like, "What has a white man? What can a white woman do for me?" And so I just remember Black Twitter threads being like,
"Oh,
J. Cole's mama." Like, oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Jermaine Lamar Cole was born January 28th, 1985, at a military base, Frankfurt, West Germany. His father is an African American veteran who served in the U.S. Army, and his mother, Kay, born in Michigan, and is a white American who was a postal worker for United States Postal Service. So I kind of think she is scrubbed from the internet. And the woman I am looking at is a different woman. This don't look like her because there's no pictures of J.Cole. Like I said, they definitely scrubbed her, boy. That's very rare. Mom, stay. Oh, there she is, right there. There she is. The early seasons. Unless this is, it's like Adele. Unless this is, that is right there. That's a young Cole right there. A young J. Cole. This might be Mama right here. He was happy to be successful, and he told Mama to come through. Can't scrub these, boy. Can't scrub these, homie. He looks nothing like this no more. J. Cole was a young whippersnapper right there. Clean. It's a big flex. It's a big flex when you're like, I got money. And I'm not even gonna get haircuts no more. I ain't gotta look impressive.
Right?
Who?
Kendrick. Remember when the internet was getting on him because he bought his sister a used haircut?
I gotta do anything. I'm talking about hair.
I feel like Kendrick went through that phase. Like, he don't care. Like,
I
feel like Jay-Z, he don't care. Do I need plus cord on here?
Yes, in autofocus.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if this is because I don't know these two people the same. You see, these two women are J.Cole, but I think these are two different women. Like this one right here versus that woman, like two different J.Coles. What y'all think? K-A-Y Cole. Oh boy. We here.
We are in here.
You already pressed record?
Yes, sir.
All right. Oh boy. Now to be backlit because I didn't turn that light on. What the hell are we watching?
Dan, your TV's been on some messes. I got to this here loft.
Greetings and salutations.
Salutations and greetings.
We are back with a new episode of Baldie Locs. with Dion Lack and Twilla. I mean, I heard something today that was, you know who I like really? Dimitri Martin. I know I'm kind of going out of place.
Yeah.
Dimitri Martin.
Who's that?
He's a comedian.
Oh.
What I love is the word vice versa should be vice versa.
It should be versa vice.
It should be versa vice. And it should make sense. It should be like, I'm not, this is very versa vice. And but what you said is like, what? That's it. That's it. And I just love that.
Wow.
Like, the word should be,
because
it should be reversible. Like we should, you know how people say ASAP and SAP, like those are irreplaceable. They mean the same thing, but I kind of feel like as soon as possible, an ASAP, even though it's the same thing, but they're interchangeable. And was it interchangeable?
Yes.
Interchangeable.
Why are you watching the TV? Your eyes went straight there.
Yeah, I was really trying to figure out the art of this. He also said twins should work at copy. Twins should work at copy stores and Kinko's just to be like, is this?
It's a copy. Wow.
That's it.
That's funny. That's funny. How's it going today, Dion? How was your week? Talk to me.
It has been very tumultuous.
Tumultuous?
Yes.
Why is that? I mean, you don't have to talk about it on air, but
no, it's one of those tug of wars, man. What direction you want to go?
Mm-hmm.
Life is full of that, and I hate it.
Yeah,
it's full of what direction you want to go.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
But yeah, man. What's going on, Twills? How about yourself?
This week it's been a week. It's been a week. But in all of that, I hit my 4-day-a-week workout goal. Did that. Definitely need to rest. I need to put rest days in between and not go back to back. But
you sore?
I'm sore, and also, like I have knee injuries, so I'm just trying to make sure I'm not overdoing it on that and letting it rest and stuff like that. But it feels good. You could definitely tell a difference in your body when it's getting motion and movement. Just some things, but your girl been doing weights and cardio and cutting out sweet. I went to my friend's baby shower today.
Okay,
and had the regular meal, but I had said to myself before, I said, self, you will not indulge in a dessert table because you got problems and you can't control it.
It is.
Because if you eat a cookie,
it's just going to keep going.
Then you're going to end up with butter pecan ice cream tonight.
Oh, boy.
So I said, self,
got to walk away.
Don't do it.
But if I smell a sweet burp, I'm putting you in a headlock.
Self did not do it. That's what I'm here to say.
I don't believe you.
I have witnesses.
Okay. Did you have to voice your opinion?
No, it was just like people kept coming to the table like, ooh, these cookies are so good. Did you try these cookies? Oh, that's snickerdoodle too. Like they just kept going. And then one girl was like, well, I'm on a diet, so I'm really trying to keep my carbs low, but I can drink wine tonight. I'm going to an event. I'm having wine tonight. And somebody was like, well, there's small cupcakes up there if you want the small cupcakes. I was just like, no, I'm with her. I'm not eating that right now. So,
because you really, I can't say you really have a problem, is when you try to bring other people in. You know what they say when you fast? When they say you fast, you tell people. But it's also, that's when it comes to like a more of a religion sort of
spiritual thing. So you're not bragging.
Thing. Yeah. Right. But you have a problem when you have to have people to be like, hey, if you see me over in the dessert table, slap my hand.
Slap my hand. That's not a problem. That's accountability.
Yeah, for sure.
That's not a problem. That's you being mature enough to be like, hey, I might not be able to do this on my own right now.
Yeah.
So just, hey, hold me accountable, friend.
Right.
That's what that's about. Yeah. What?
I'm just thinking about the idea of like, hey man, find a chance. You see me, golly, dude. That is wild to think.
It's not that wild.
It is.
It's not. I promise
I have a
you.
problem.
I mean, I think that might be pride in a little bit, like an idea of pride. Like you don't want to voice to a trusted someone, "Hey, hold me accountable on this." That's not. That's what friendships and iron sharpening iron is.
Yes, I hear you,
Uh-huh.
but it's also like it's also because it's almost like, listen, I'm about to fail. I'm going to go over there. I need you to restrain myself from these donuts, cookies, pies, whatever. That's what you like saying.
Um. Sure.
You didn't hear listening. You typing
No,
and
I
stuff.
heard you. Like I just
What
was
up,
like,
Cleo? What up, Jay Lamar? Yeah, I see what you're typing in.
um, because I mentioned pride.
What
Um,
did I say then before you mentioned that?
before I mentioned that, you were saying like because you're saying, "Hey, friend, I'm gonna eat these cookies, whatever, whatever. Make sure I don't eat them."
What was that? What was the analogy I used?
What?
What analogy I used?
I don't know. You always using an
Yeah, because
analogy.
you wasn't listening.
I was listening to
You
you.
wasn't listening.
You want to state it again?
Nope.
Okay. Because the thought of pride, I was saying like I think your idea of saying that is kind of like pride, and then I was listening to a song that I realized I don't probably like that much. LL Cool J and J Lo, "I'm Good." You remember that song? And I'm just listening to early 2000s music this morning, and uh, the line where she says, "All my pride is all I have," and he comes back is, "Pride is what you have, baby girl. I'm what you have." And I'm like, I'm like, she's over here talking about she's ready to get away from you. I'm good. You know, like I don't need you. And he's like,
Break it down for me.
pride is what you had.
Right, but I don't understand. Like, cause he said, "What the song is talking about? I'm good with you."
Yeah. So
I remember the song, but I don't remember the context.
yeah, the context overall. Dang it, I hate when this happens. When I press, oh, here we go. Just um,
Mm,
when she gets back to saying like,
mm.
"I'm good. I got this thing on lock. So without me, you'll be fine, right?" So she's saying like, "I'm leaving," is her lyrics, and he combats her with different lines. Like I'm trying to think, like remember the good times. Like don't be angry. Don't act hasty. And she's like, "All I got is my pride," and he's like, "No, baby girl."
Still understand it.
Okay, well,
Yeah, that's
never
it.
mind.
Because you were trying to read it and explain it at the same time. I was like, I want to know from your mouth.
Yeah,
He
I was
said,
trying to get
pride is what I have.
pride is what she said. All I have is my pride. So I'm leaving here with my dignity, is her line.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "No, you had that before you met me."
And then he said,
"But I'm what you have. Like, you don't have
it.
your," and like I'm sure we could be like, "Well, you know, like pride comes before the fall, you should be humble or whatever." But I was like, in this context, I think she should actually leave the situation
Right. Okay.
with her pride.
Got you.
Sometimes lyrics be trash. That's all.
Yeah, it is. I wish you would just explain it to me versus trying to read the lyrics.
Yeah.
I had no idea
Sometimes
what
you
you're
have to
talking
have backup to like quantify something. Like this is what he's saying based on this line. That's how most conversations and proof work.
Yep. There it is. Big sis Chris, no, it's I'm bound to fall. No, man. Listen, if I say, if I look over at the dessert table and it's like, "Hey man, if you see me over there by the dessert table, I need you to tackle me to the ground." It lets you know it's like, I'm going to do this. And I need you to keep an eye on me because I have a problem. And it's like, that's sad.
Pride is what you had. You need this. You need somebody to tackle that up. Like I think
the person was just like, just don't do it, bro. Just don't do it. Stay away from that area.
Right. I mean, like the thought behind that though is like if I tell somebody to hold me accountable, I'm not going to do it. It's not that I'm gonna do it and I actually need somebody to physically knock it out of my hand.
Right.
It's me coming and saying, hey, do me a favor. I'm trying to be good. So if you see me with that tray of cookies, please.
It's just don't be so specific. I think all you gotta do is say, hey, you and I are going to this party tonight. I need you to hold me accountable to make wise decisions with my diet. If you very specific, like if you see me like gargling the chocolate.
I don't think people, I mean, sure, you can say, help me make wise decisions, but that person might not know your diet, right?
Mm-hmm.
I might not know what you're doing. So you saying, help me make wise decisions, that person is like, well, I'm going to make sure he's not going to eat chips and cake.
Mm-hmm.
But if you going ham over something because you have high cholesterol, but you eating all the cheese and the eggs, like because you weren't specific, that person can't hold you accountable.
I mean, sure, but if I'm saying, wow, they got everything over there, man. Listen, I need you to make my plate because if I go over there, it's gonna be a problem. That is all right. But if I'm like very specific, like, hey man, if you see me stuffing donuts in my mouth and motorboating that cheese fountain,
if that's what you're liable to do, if you're more likely to do that, if that's your thing, like, if dunking your head in the chocolate fountain is your thing, you might need to be that specific with somebody.
No, you gotta be like, hey, because it's like you already in the path of, I'm about to ruin this whole day right now. I'm about to go crazy. Because you already got your mind, you like at 3:00, like, if I had some butter pecan ice cream. And you keep thinking about it like, I can taste the butter pecan. And it's like, you got to sell at Ralph's for 2 for $5. You keep thinking about it.
I'm there.
Yeah, we keep thinking about it. It's like, yeah, I'm getting this. Because your mind is already set on I'm getting this. Versus like, hey, I need you to hold me accountable to making wise decisions. But if you're very specific, it's like, you better not leave. When you very specific,
I mean,
don't leave this house.
I think sure. Yes. But I think you're getting caught up on the very specifics.
Right. For sure.
I don't think most people have to be that specific. Just like, hey girl, I'm trying to cut back on sweets. So hold me accountable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is too accountable mean? Like,
sometimes it's annoying. So like, I have like friends, and I do have friends. I have friends that like, or family, and it's just like they know the diet that I said. They know like how I said I'm going to eat. So if it's like, for example, I don't know, it's like, hey, actually I did this to someone. I was like, hey, you said you didn't want to eat that type of food anymore because it hurts your stomach and it makes you not feel great. And they were like,
yeah,
that's hard to hear. Yeah. But I did ask you. And it's just like, they're like, it doesn't feel so good, but thank you.
Yeah, especially when you already made the plate.
Yeah.
And they're like, you gonna eat all that? It's like, are you gonna eat that? Because remember we talked about this. It's like, and you're like, I can taste it.
Right.
I can taste this. And now you make an excuse. Now you have a problem. You like, I'm not gonna eat all of it. I'm just gonna eat just a little bit. I just need to taste. I just did it.
Listen.
I just need a little.
I just need a little.
I just need a little fix.
Right. Right. But it's not even.
Hold on, let me say it. This is even really worse. This is even really bad. You ever told people? Told people you eating right, eating clean, eating good, and leave. You got like a whole pint of ice cream in the back. Like, okay, now you just like, this is sad.
Yeah.
This is a problem.
Yeah.
They asked me how was my diet today, and I said, you need to leave
so I can indulge. Yeah, like my thing is like I'm cutting back because I think a lot of times in my experience is that a lot of times I'm just like cold turkey, nothing, like I'm just cutting out all the bad stuff, which sounds great. But then that moment when you fall, like you deprived yourself so much that you just like, oh,
I need this. I deserve this.
Yeah. And
I went 6 weeks
right. And
with
then,
no sugar.
And then it's like that 6 weeks down. So it's like, if you are at the place where you can say, I give myself this day or this every so often, and I have this amount of this treat, then it's a different ball game. But it does take growth to get there, especially.
I think we should add sugarhead into meth head, crackhead. Sugarhead. I think sugarhead should be right up under crack. Meth head, crackhead, sugarhead, which is also an amazing oral sexual position. We are back with a new episode of Baldie Locs. This is Dion Lack. This is Twilla Amin. And we are here to talk about some amazing content that Twilla has came up as she reads the comment section. We got Big Sis Chris. We got Moyo.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah.
What is up, my people? Obviously, we have conversation going on here. There is actually very active conversation happening here. And you would know that if you subscribed, hit that notification bell, and logged on when we went live.
Mm-hmm.
You would be in the midst of this conversation with some very dope, supportive individuals, our community. We appreciate you all so much.
Yeah. Hey, my beard coming in. That's it. It's coming in. It's coming in like a flight at the LAX.
So question for you. We talked a little bit about Diddy last week. Do you find yourself trying to like go back and listen to Diddy songs before like you can't listen to them anymore?
I never listened to Diddy songs like that. If it came on, it was just on, just like R. Kelly.
He had some like stuff from like that Press Play album that I kind of really liked.
Yeah. Like Last Night. Yeah. But I don't seek a lot of Diddy music. Diddy, what sucks is like Diddy's attached to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it's not their music.
Right.
It's not Diddy's music. It's just like that. You hear that.
Right.
Take that. But it's also he's not guilty yet.
Right. That's why I said, do you find yourself listening before? Let me get this out my system. No.
I don't listen to a lot of people's albums, music at all.
Oh, that's true.
Like I just kind of just like, if you you play random songs and play 90s music and you just kind of play 90s music. Oh, I remember this hit.
Yeah.
Remember that Nicole Schlesinger, what's her name is?
I know you're talking about Pussycat Dolls.
Yeah, and Pussycat Dolls, right?
Uh-huh.
And he had a song with her that I used to love.
Yeah.
And that song was fire.
Yeah.
Dirty Money.
That's that Dirty Money.
Yeah.
That came on in my workout last night, and I was like, that was one of the songs. I was like, okay.
Victory?
Yeah.
Top 20 favorite songs, dude. I love Victory.
See?
Yeah. And he had that whole remix. I invented the remix.
He did invent the remix.
Yeah.
And that whole what was the Biggie album that they redid? The one that came out in like 05, 06.
The what?
Biggie album that they
remade. Biggie Duets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fun album. That just reminded you said there was a song that Robert Kelly wrote on the Kurt Franklin album. And I can't remember which song.
Was it yeah. Oh here.
I think it was another one. I gotta find it because I think it's actually a song I really like, and I was like, we, the delegation of Kurt Franklin fans, keep this song.
Yeah.
But I think it was that same album.
What's
I have to remember the song.
I kind of feel like it's hard to just not because there's a lot of God, this sucks, dude. Like, how do you just kind of like stop listening to all things Bad Boy?
Yeah, that's hard.
That's a whole chunk of your generation. And R. Kelly too. It's like he wrote a lot of songs for other people.
Right. He wrote a lot.
Yeah, and it's like you can't listen to that song anymore because R. Kelly wrote it. R. Kelly wrote it. It's like, God, you can't do that.
Yeah, I was like, some stuff we just can't give him back.
He's not getting paid for this song, man.
This song, when I sing this song, R. Kelly is not who I'm thinking about. Like, I am not researching songwriters like that.
Right. There's he wrote Charlie Wilson's album. He wrote Ronald Isley's, like, 2 of his albums. He wrote Kelly Price albums, and it's like there's no way you just going to eradicate all these people's lives because they only got one album, that one fire album.
Like, what's the line?
Yeah. And it's like he's not getting paid for this song. Maybe like points. I don't even know how that works.
I think they would get a lot of points.
I think he sold the song to him, maybe. How does that work?
But you still, like, songwriting, you still get those credits, and like lyrics, if they use your song, you still get like a percentage of that.
I don't know. And where's his money going now?
To his I don't know.
His estate?
To his books. That's so rude. That was something I meant to look up. It's not that easy to look up. It's all right. Who are the, like, in your head when you think top songwriters, like R&B, when it comes to R&B, even pop, like songwriters that you don't necessarily think like, oh yeah, or you forget, like, they're singers, but they're also songwriters.
Singers who are also songwriters.
Yeah.
Neo.
Yeah. I forget who writes for other people. The Dream. Babyface. Money Long. She's a
Money Long.
Or Mooney, however you say her name, but definitely
gotta be Money Long. Nobody ever say Mooney Long.
I've heard people say Mooney Long, and I'm like, is that it? Because I don't like that. Twin, I don't like it. Yeah. Victoria Monet. She wrote for a lot of people.
Oh, word.
Yeah. Yeah. That has to be, like, I feel like that's where the money's at. If you're an artist and you're able to get that credit.
Brian McKnight, there it is. It's saying Tank.
Tank, yes.
Prince. Good job, Moyo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
They talking about the money goes to the books over here. And then it says he needs snacks in there. Yeah.
The inflation in jails. Nobody talks about that, but never mind.
Inflation?
I mean, like, it's like they can charge way more in prison. There's no competition, one, but they tend to charge more
in the vending machines.
Like vending machines, wherever you get stuff. I don't, I've never been personally, but yeah. Like, even like when people make them collect calls, those are expensive phone calls.
Yeah.
They're not just everyday typical. Right, and it's like, why does it cost so much more?
And is it like a card that they use? What is the actual cash? How do they pay for things?
I don't know.
That's a good question. It has to be like a card, like a.
But they can't have a physical card, can they? Like, you can.
That's why I was going to like a wrist, like a barcode, like a.
Maybe they do their fingerprint now. The eyeballs.
Oh, man, what's my guy no eyes?
Sorry. Why is that the thing you went to?
I mean, because it's like, hey man, what y'all gonna do about me? I think it has to be some sort of barcode that they have to either like a necklace or something on their wrist that they can kind of like scan your money like a credit card.
I mean, like, I don't think they would have like the actual. From what I remember listening to on a blog one time, like there was like vendors and certain things where you can go get not inside the prison, but like if you had visitors and stuff come, like that, you could go and buy from there. But I don't know how freely they have stuff. Like maybe it's like school cafeteria back in the day,
like a lunch ticket.
Lunch ticket.
Yeah,
and
but
you're
no,
like, can I get that? No.
No, because lunch tickets was like a meal a day, but it wasn't like you can add up. Like, let me get 2 orange juices, a chocolate milk. So it was like a meal, it was like a set meal. But when it comes to people say put money on my books, you got to know like I got enough money to buy some cigarettes today or a phone call.
Right.
It has to be some sort of scanning mechanism that is like it's deducting as your
palm print. It's like
you keep saying, "What if I ain't got no hands? What if I burnt my hands in the fire?"
Why is this what you go to? Why do you think like that's not a majority of people's issues?
You just say ain't no fingerprints in there. J-Pay. They call it J-Pay. Ain't got no fingerprints in there. Yep, J-Pay, you put money on the books, can actually look for actual packages, purchases. They give them them actual packages.
Who's schooling us?
Moyo. And Big Sis Chris.
Appreciate y'all, because I wasn't gonna find out.
Commissary and the books are the most expensive. I would like to look up how much cigarettes cost. And okay, Google, how much does cigarettes cost in prison?
On the website federalcriminaldefenseattorney.com, they say, while a pinner typically costs $5, a whole cigarette can run between $15 and $20. A prisoner back between $200 and $300. Depending upon the supply and demand economics of the specific prison facility. Prisons that don't allow smoking also don't sell lighters or matches.
Yo.
For one cigarette?
$15, yo.
Listen.
Brilliant. Hey, prison, listen to me. Prison aside, I know it's dark, I know it's wild, but prison is a brilliant business.
Evil is brilliant a lot of times. That's what they say. Evil genius. Yo. Evil genius. These systems that we subscribe to and live in, yes, that's absolutely a way they found one up.
I don't think the people heard what they said. Did y'all hear what the woman said? Did y'all hear what the woman said about how much cigarettes cost in prison? They said in life, in normal world, cigarettes can cost pack of cigarettes costs $5. But in prison, one cigarette, not the pack, one cigarette could be up to $20.
Just one.
How
long
cigarette.
Are you smoking that?
One cigarette is $20. Brilliant.
That is
brilliant.
And then that don't not have a lighter.
How much a lighter costs, yo?
Let's see. Hold on. So the whole cigarette between $15 and $20. A pack will set a prisoner back between $200 and $300.
Pack of cigarettes is $300.
And then it says prisons that don't allow smoking also don't have lighters. So then you got to get your lighters in here. Oh, by and large, most U.S. prisons, along with have banned inmates from using tobacco products. So that's not even anything you can necessarily put on your books, but some that, like, if you have somebody in there, get them a pack of cigarettes, they can make $200 to $300.
Wow. They can make money. Wow.
Because you got to hustle.
Yeah. Wow. Moyo asked about the top ramen. Okay, Google, how much does ramen noodles cost in prison?
On the website sfgov.org, they say, a packet of ramen ranges from 40 cents to $1.25. A bag of chips ranges from 45 cents to $2.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I'm thinking about say like $95.
Listen to the resourcefulness of these people in prison. Prisons that don't allow smoking, don't sell lighters and matches. As such, inmates need to secure their own fire sources. A typical fire source consists of 2 AA batteries, a strip of foil from a ramen noodle soup packet, and the inmate first scratches paint off a piece of metal, such as their desk
Oh boy.
or window frame. With the metal exposed, they place the two batteries, one positive side up and the other negative side down, on the metal. They cut the strip in half and hold the two pieces of foil on the terminals. And when the foil touches the center, a flame will appear. This is a straight up science experiment.
Yeah. Just to smoke a cigarette. Just to smoke a cigarette.
Oh my gosh.
And someone has gotten so good at it, it's like, yo, put this online. I want to show you the people how to make this happen.
Yo, even
Yeah.
if only a pack of cigarettes is smuggled in a day, this equates to 1,000 to 1,500 in a typical 5-day week. A sum some find a hard time ignoring. That's a lot of money.
I ain't gonna hold you. Here's the brass tacks. If I come up with $1 billion anything, I am opening up a prison. Everybody, whoa, Dion, what is wrong with you, brother? You open up a prison? Yes. Big business imprisoning. Big business. If I can sell one cigarette for $20, this is great business.
Brother.
I don't even care about the prisoners.
You are standing on the backs of your own. You are standing on the necks of your own people.
I open up a prison in North Dakota where it's all white people, and I feel like it's a reverse slavery.
This is DEI in action.
It's like, yeah.
Affirmative action in reverse.
And then they be like, we gotta keep our white brothers and sisters out of the prison because it's a black owner, y'all.
Oh my God.
Yo, no, Kareem, listen. They just said, I'm not diabolical. They just said in prison, a pack of cigarettes is it's $200. One cigarette is $1. I mean, one cigarette is $20. That's a great business, man.
But that's the people inside. That's not the prison providing it. That's the people inside doing their own hustle.
I need to sell. I need to sell to them. I don't know if that's about owning the prison, but whoever's selling to the prisoners is a great business.
That's crazy.
I need this money, Frankie.
So this says, now I'm doing research, like I'm about to write a script.
Yeah.
In jail, where inmates aren't allowed to handle cold hard cash, most people imagine the same stereotypical prison currency, cigarettes. But they say cigarettes, but also fish and ramen are good currencies. I guess like canned fish. They're non-perishable and they come in standard units. And it says that if you could tell a person's worth by how much ramen they have in their locker.
They're not even eating it. So they're just passing it around like poker chips. They're not even eating.
Inmates can rack up debt with people who hold large ramen reserves, earn higher credit limits, and even refinance soup debts with different ramen reserve holders. This sounds like cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
This is the original cryptocurrency.
And what's wild is no one's even eating it. They're just passing it around like, hey, man, you owe me 15 packs of Newports. It's like, oh, I got you, brother. Are you going to smoke it? No, I'm going to keep exchanging
or
it
like,
around.
I like that sweatshirt. I'm going to give you 2 cups of ramen for this sweatshirt. Like, that's literally what it said on that. That's crazy. Or I just need that ramen so I can get the foil to make a lighter for my cigarette. Like,
that's wild. Wow.
That is insane. I feel like has to be other businesses for you to invest in though. Like,
I whoever is this is sad. I need to open up a prison just to see because when I can't say make or force or instruct the prisoners to work for you making license plates, I'm certain they're getting a crazy profit. Yeah. If the prisoners are making license plates for like $1 and I sell it to the DMV for like $175.
Or it's like you have contracts. So for example, Victoria's Secrets might be like, I just need people to, I don't know, sew the tags inside of the underwear.
They give their prisons.
So you get this, they get the prisoners to do it. So you have this large contract, and then you're only paying these people like pennies off of what you're getting. So that's the profitability. It's the contracts with these large businesses. And that's where people are like, the 13th Amendment pretty much like is all but like it applies to people in prison. Like
Big business, baby.
you lost your freedom. When you lose your freedom, it's such a thing. Like you go to jail, sure, for whatever crime you do. If it's a real crime, you go to jail. You go, I mean, even if it's not a real crime, people go to jail. But then like you're forced to go and you work at minimum wages. So if you have a family that you're supporting your family's lost that income. They don't have any help that way. And then when you come out, you have to pay restitution. You have to pay all these fees, and it's like, but I did my time. But it's like, no, now you have to pay this amount.
And you can't tell on your job application that you were in prison.
It's like, like
it's brilliant. I need for y'all to tell me, is this immoral?
Yes.
Listen.
The answer is yes.
How is this bad? Now I'm listen. I know it sounds bad, but listen. If I did not. Listen.
Dia.
Listen. Hear me out. I need you to listen. Someone's in prison, right? I own a prison, and someone's in prison. Should we not give them work? They're just on detention.
Sure, you can work.
They're just grounded, right? Listen,
sure.
Okay, stop right there, because let's see where you're going. So if it's like, okay, cool. We want to work them because they're just not going to be sitting here just chilling the whole time. We got to, keep people active because, people get dormant, they get lazy or whatever, sure. Sorry. Let's keep moving. Let's get you some jobs, right? If I pay you full salary, it's like, this is a reward, right? Like it's a reward. It's like, man, I want to go to jail so I can have a job because I can't get a job in the outer world.
Prison is supposed to be an actual rehabilitation center that when people go in, they come out better than they were before.
Right.
So then maybe you don't have jobs. Maybe it's like, we're going to have psychologists. We're going to have anger management classes. We're going to teach you how to do your credit, like life skills that you actually need. You have the opportunity to, like, I know there's some programs where you can study online and go to school in a certain type of way and work out, but I don't think it should be like a day spa. But I do think that at the same time, like if you're gonna work people, like sure, you're not paying them full salary, but something that they can give back to their families.
Yes, but they're not working 24 hours. I'm saying they're working what? Let's just say they're working 5 hours, right?
Yeah,
they're working 5 hours.
Be able to send that money to pay for like groceries. I'm not saying pay everything
to their family.
To their family.
Well, they have a family.
If they don't have a family, then they could go to their restitution. Like the fees they have to pay when they get out.
Yeah. Who's paying this?
Who's paying?
Yeah. Who's paying them this money?
Private prisons?
Yeah.
The private prison, their contracts that they have with these big companies.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just alley-ooping the money. Again, why? Listen. I own this prison, right? Companies are coming to me for work, for cheap work. Sure, I know it sounds sad and bad. But if somebody on the outside couldn't find a job, they're going to say, I want to go to jail so I can get some money. And now people are doing crimes for no reason.
I'm saying business doesn't have any place in, you shouldn't be able to privatize prisons so prisons can then have contracts to make people want to do that. Like, I don't think that's the place for it to happen.
That's the punishment.
But that's what I'm saying.
Is working for
you
pennies.
Sound like the people, the minute like slavery was over, they were like, we no longer have free slave labor. It's gonna kill us to pay full wages.
I know.
So how do we get free? There's a way to get free slave.
I understand how sad it sounds.
But I'm saying that's the exact system that you're buying into, my brother.
Right. What I hear you, but understand as the owner of a prison,
Yeah.
if I want to pay these people fair money, this is no longer a prison. This is a reward.
Let me tell you though.
Are you listening to what I'm saying
hearing
versus
you.
rebuttaling?
I'm about to have a whole different other thing to say. I said
So
I hear
change the
you.
subject.
I'm not changing the subject.
Okay,
You
go
said,
ahead.
what did you say? You said that if this is $1 billion business, this is $1 billion business idea.
Right.
I'm saying there's so many other businesses that's lucrative that you could get into.
What is that?
Oh, funny you should ask. I want to ask you top 10 lucrative businesses that one can get into. That's where I was going. You were so angry with me.
No, because I was like, I need people to understand in the comment section. Please, I know this is inhumane for sure. Before you look it up, Twills, listen to what I'm saying. This is very inhumane. I know it is. It sounds very inhumane.
Mm-hmm.
As a prison owner, if I pay people what they were worth in my prison, this is no longer a prison. This is a reward. If I was working at Taco Bell, making minimum wage, I get arrested for some sort of allegations or something that happened, and I'm in jail for 10 years for drug possession or something. And now I'm working for Delphi or GMC making $35 an hour. It's like, oh, I came up in prison. I was like, you have to be punished by making scraps. It's like, this sucks. But you're working that small amount of money, that small amount of time, and then when you get out, then you can do your rehabilitation. Like, you know what? Now I get some psychotherapy. I can kind of like talk to somebody.
But you can't even afford that. You can't even get to that part.
Why can't I just get a free class?
It's such a cycle. So this system, what you're saying, sure, sounds fine, but it doesn't go into like the deeper cycle and implications of what you're saying, because people like that money. Like the system then is like, okay, this is a great and lucrative way. I'm able to make some more money. I would really be able to kill this if I had even more prisoners. Mm-hmm. Oh, they're not doing enough crimes. What are some simple crimes?
Yeah, I know how it works.
So I'm saying, like, you're speaking to like a very surface level thing. And I'm like, sure, that makes sense. But this is such a deeper cyclical part of the problem that even participating in it and it being an opportunity for people to make money off the backs of others to that level is detrimental and problematic. And that's what I was speaking to.
I understand the toxic part of prisons. I know people like, yo, we are running low on people.
Right.
I get it. That's the second. I'm the prison. I'm not the police officer, but I know the police officers are probably getting a cut for arresting people. I'm talking about the actual business. I know the part that people really hate, like they're imprisoning Black people for no reason. I get it.
So somebody can make more money. It's not no reason.
I get it, but I'm talking about the perfect. I'm perfect with a K.
It's a T at the end.
With a K. I'm talking about the idea of prison, the actual owning a prison and having. First of all, I'm never gonna do this. I'm talking about the idea is brilliant. Because it's like you're making these people who are on punishment, life punishment, work hard labor that on the outside is like $45 an hour. Right? So they're getting pennies. And it's like, oh, this is all profit. Of course, businesses are gonna come to me because it's a win-win for both situations.
Right.
So I'm saying that idea is a brilliant idea. Yes, the corruption of imprisoning Black people into the prison is trash. But the person who actually did a crime, the meth head who murdered a pregnant mom in the mall, yes, punish him by putting him in here and working for, Nissan.
Right. And I acknowledged, I said, yes, that's a dope idea.
Yeah.
It's evil genius, but I can't then just leave it at that and say, yes, it's a good idea because it goes so much deeper. It goes way beyond that.
You know, trying to be cool. Yeah, doing. So I can flip it to anything. It doesn't have to be about prison. All right. I need for y'all to understand the brilliance of the idea. If I was like, you working at Lactose, and then somebody said, listen, your normal rate to produce is $2,000 a movie, right?
Yes, sure.
But it was like, this is for the sake of easy math, 2,000, let's say $100 for a movie, all right? For the sake of easy math.
Mm-hmm.
This is your rate that you gave to this person.
Mm-hmm.
Then somebody was like, hey, to shoot a 30-second commercial, we're going to pay you $1,000 because these kids are, juvenile delinquents. You'd be like, okay, I'm only doing juvenile delinquents? You'd be like, yes. It's like, sure, I would love to support them. Now you're not even doing normal movies for $100. You're like, I'm getting 10 times as much to do something smaller. You're like, and it's like, just know that these are troubled children. You'd be like, I'm totally fine by producing their 30-second promos of don't get on drugs. And you're like, don't you? I remember they used to do those movies for like, Michael Bay. Like, yeah, I don't do it no more.
Yeah.
For $100, I'm not doing it no more. It's like, that's inhumane that you're not even like helping real people. You're only kind of catering to these juvenile delinquents, and you're making, It's like, I'm talking about people are pushing the juvenile delinquents to you, like, hey, do their promos for them.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I agree with you.
Yeah.
And then you just drove the point home.
No,
I got nothing else. I got nothing else.
Because I know people are still stuck on the idea of prison. I'm just talking about the business of it is brilliant.
Yeah.
Not the actual prison is trash.
You actually stated that very well.
People are still saying I'm inhumane. Saying I'm out of hand. I'm pink in the brain. I'm diabolic.
You also have this part of you that sees like the injustices, and you're able to be like, well, they were brilliant behind it. The reason behind it. So people are going to say you are diabolical for your ability to look into something and to see like how people are able to exploit something for their personal gain.
Yeah, people look at the world of stuff. I look at the idea of why.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, I'm all black, but the idea of slavery is crazy.
You're not biracial.
Come on, stay with the subject. The idea of slavery is crazy. As in, like, there's a lot of money over here. And then it's like, I don't want to do it. And it's like, getting a bunch of people to work and to brainwash them is wild and be successful.
Mm-hmm.
And then have the nerve to have so many generations not even knowing the origin of how this happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then they be like, you do realize this is inhumane. We're going to stop this. Stop this. You got to stop this? You want us to stop slavery? Yeah, man, these are people. No, they're not. So when you think about the white people as like putting up a fight of all profit. Yeah. I can't say this, I'm black, but I get it. If somebody's saying you about to lose a lot of money by letting this law go by. We as black people like, yay, we're about to be free. White people's like, I'm about to lose a lot of money if we let this pass, if we let this law go by. So I get the fight. Look at this person right here. Slavery was brilliant. Who's this? Diverse Cans?
Again, it's like, so I mean, I get to the point where you have to, I understand that this system's gonna work for so long and so well, you have to break people. But like that part that you said, the inhumanity behind it, like absolutely broken people, like like, and the mistreatment, the ways that punishment just prevailed, the splitting of family, like all those things that kept people. And it's just like, sometimes, this is a very poor analogy, but like if you work at a place with a horrible boss, the people are going to like eventually revolt.
Yeah.
So then it's just like, I wonder if you just like treated them a little bit more nicer. Like if you were like, yes, your husband can be here and you can have the kids and it's a whole family. We're keeping it together. What people, and like, this is a non-violent plantation. Would people been a little bit more willing to not have certain freedoms to help work on this place? Probably not. That probably would have lasted too long, but the concept, the idea is just like the way that you were like so trash to people, like the people will revolt. Like you had to know.
Right.
They were probably surprised, like, this has been going on for a long time. I'm surprised they haven't came out after us yet.
Yeah. I think the women and the children ruined slavery. Because the women start to gain relationships with like the maids that help and seeing them like with babies, like the women or the help who was in the house, they just having conversations with them. And what do you think about this? I like this, ma'am. I like it. And then now all of a sudden you see the white man like striking a woman and something and just like, why'd you hit her? And it's like, man, she ain't nothing. And it's like,
you didn't read none of them books. That didn't happen.
You don't think the woman or the children is like, Dad,
it hardened people's hearts. Like they didn't see, I can't say all, but it was a good amount of people that like the kids had that, but you historically see where the kids grew cold to those same ladies that would have fed them or took care of them and all that type of stuff. So that hasn't, in my readings of enslaved persons' narratives and in history, wasn't a thing. Like there were like sympathizers, sure. Like there was people who were like, we just don't believe in slavery. We think this is wrong. But it had those very same people who were like, we don't believe in slavery. It's wrong. Let's not do it up here. We don't care what they do down there. And matter of fact, if you could keep all the Black people down there, that would be great. Like, there was that type of society. It wasn't.
But just imagine if the mom was really, really good with the help, and it was like, hey, what happened to Odessa? And it was like, yeah.
Use my great grandma's name.
That's her great grandma's name?
Yes.
What happened to Odessa?
Why'd you bring Odessa into this?
We had to get rid of her, man. And it's like, what? And it's like, yeah, she got caught eating a cherry pie. It's like, no, that was me. It's like, oh, well, my bad. We got another one coming. Like, no. And it's like, Dan, I'm not ever talking to you again.
If that was the case, it would have been over a lot sooner.
No, I'm saying, this can't happen.
Yeah, it can't happen.
And it was like, I can't believe he killed her. He killed her because I had some cherry pie and he thought it was her. And it was like, what is wrong with you? I had a relationship with her. She was making me a quilt. It was like we were talking about life together. You just killed her. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's like, I'm never having sex with you again. It's just like, what? I don't know. I just created a whole scenario.
Alternate reality.
That can happen.
I said it can happen.
You said, like I said, then she grew wings and she had Pegasus claws.
I'm just saying, I don't think it was that common, but sure, that could happen. But it's also like the mentality, just like you broke people down and had them feeling like less and not as deserving. You really had laws that was like, this is 3/5 of a person. And then you had science that was like, Black people, like these Africans cannot be as smart as white people. Like there was all these things that debased us that was supposed to be like science and fact. So it was just like, oh, this is just like a really evolved primate, like they're not really, they need us. Like, even if you had sympathy, it's like to a level that people, I mean, like they treated slaves worse than they treated their own dogs. So dogs had more rights and whatever than the enslaved people. So that's what I'm saying. Like their mindset, even though they might have like had certain sympathies, would not have always evolved to that sort of level of care and compassion, because it's not a real person. It's just this is just money for us.
Yeah,
that type of thing.
Yeah, I would love to see. I would love to see the evolution of freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah, somebody.
You don't like the movies though, so you would never watch it.
I don't. That show Underground seemingly depicted it well. You see Underground?
That was. I was so mad when they canceled Underground. Underground was a good show.
You talking about the end of it? Did you see the show?
Yes.
So was she saying?
Yeah, it was a really good depiction of like, what life would have looked like, and how like it painted this humanity of the Black enslaved people also really well. Like it was a good watch. I really enjoyed that show. Yeah.
I never could get into any. I guess never. It just takes a lot for me to get into. Only reason why I would watch slave or Black oppression movies is if a friend is in it, or you see something that I really want to see. I really hate the messages, man. It's like, dude, it's
the messages you hate, or
as in not the message, but it's like the theme, the genre, the time, and it's like, you already know how I feel about life.
Yeah,
it's just like I don't like to see Black people like that, and it's like you forget about your history, and it's like
so riddle me this. When it comes to that, because that's an actual argument people use for not wanting to teach the slave history, enslavement in schools, what they call critical race theory, because it says it makes kids feel bad about themselves. It gives kids low self-esteem. So there's a growing momentum where people are like, we don't want our kids to learn about that chapter in American history.
Sure.
And so with that same mindset, do you agree?
I don't think it's still history. I'm talking about making art, as in making it a movie. Like I think we've got enough of it. It's like, movies is essentially art. It's like somebody keep drawing penis pictures, and it's like, all right, I think we kind of figured it out now. Hold on. We're looking from this angle though. This is from up under, and it's like, yep, that's still a penis. And it's like, I'm kind of sick of looking at your porn, bro. And it's it's financed by white people. And it's like, what are you getting from this, man? It's like, if I want to know what happened, I'll just watch an older version of this. I'll watch Roots. I'll watch Underground. But I don't need to keep seeing more Black oppressed movies.
I do hear that. I do think there's also like, I think if we start believing that that's our origins and not like a chapter in our history, that's kind of where it gets misplaced, because we don't see, like, I loved what's the movie with Viola?
The Help?
Nope. The
Warrior movie.
Woman King.
Yeah.
Woman King. Like, I love that movie. I've probably seen it like 4 or 5 times. Because it's rare that you get to see like such a glorious, true like depiction of history from an era before our people were brought to the United States.
I enjoyed that one.
Yeah. So I think like if we saw more of those movies, there's a place for those type of movies. Because also a lot of times, I won't say a lot of times, but there are like instances where enslaved people, when they gained their freedom, if they met like the right group of people, they would want to hear about their story and how did you escape and what was it like. So then we have these slave narratives. A lot of people aren't just now going back to read these slave narratives or the story, and there are some like, wow, that was amazing, you did what? That's crazy. And of course it makes you like 12 years a slave, like you just kind of really get upset that man was free, had to go, became enslaved, and went and found his freedom. That's a frustrating story, but it's a real story. And it's just kind of like, that's parts of his, so like,
wasn't he a slave for no reason?
for no reason. Like he was an actual free slave.
Right.
And I think because he crossed like a border or something, I forget the exact part, but then like they captured him and was like, you're a slave. You're now enslaved once more.
Is that a comedy?
So you're over here going back to life?
Is that a comedy?
It's not. That thing was traumatic.
Yeah. So
That
what makes 12 years enslaved and life is no different?
Assuming that people watch the conversation on Lacaroni and Chaz. Whole different podcast, Dion.
Yeah. They were arrested for no reason.
I think
12-year.
I think tone plays a lot. And
same
jokes.
Same story.
There was no jokes in this movie.
It better not be.
Lupita was fighting for some soap. Listen, it's not the same story.
Yeah.
They were fighting for their
All
lives.
you gotta do is change the music around. Change the music around. It's like, oh, this is a comedy.
Oh
What
my
up?
Gosh. I
We
can't
got,
stand you.
MOP up in here, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, MOP.
MOP.
All right.
Got
Did
kid.
you
got
want to go
kidnapped.
listening?
Huh? I mean, the way you shut my down.
I'm sorry, dude. I got emotional, man.
You did.
Columbus.
So I want you to guess the top 10 most lucrative businesses.
Top 10 most lucrative businesses.
Yes, like if you were to start a business today, these are the businesses that
All right, I'm gonna start listening to them and see. I'm gonna start listening to them and see if they're on anything on the list.
Okay.
Parking lots.
Not on there.
Laundromats.
Not on there.
Arcades. Lucrative. E-commerce.
Nope.
Lucrative.
Most lucrative.
I'm upset. I haven't guessed one yet. Top 10?
Top 10.
I don't know how to make money.
That's why we're having this discussion.
As in easy work.
Not easy work. Like you start this business, money will come in. Money, you will make money. You will pay off
prisons.
So, let me say most top 10 lucrative small businesses.
Salon.
Not on here.
Medication.
Nope. You want me to give you one?
Yes.
TikTok. Food trucks.
Food trucks. That's number 10?
That was number 1 on the list.
Number 1?
Yeah.
Okay. Keep going.
Car wash services.
Car wash? No.
I've looked at multiple sites. This is
what I'm saying is as in you have to buy it.
Car wash services. So they also have those mobile ones where you can come to people. Yeah. Auto repair. I can see that.
Okay.
Because they overcharge like a mug.
Mm-hmm.
Personal trainers.
You don't need to purchase anything.
Yeah. I mean, like other than a gym membership, you good.
Okay.
Newborn and post-pregnancy services.
So a widow, what's it called? Mother, midwife, doula.
I don't know if the little the diaper pickup thing is on there. Like, you know, those certain services where you get rid of your diapers and they come and pick it up for your kids.
Okay. Somebody said sex worker.
Oddly enough, not on this list. Should be. Maybe this list is biased. Enrichment activities for children.
Nanny. Right?
Yep.
None of y'all have guessed right. Real estate.
No.
Nobody has guessed anything yet.
Mobile apps and entertainment for children.
Yeah. This is number what?
That's 7. Number 8, shared accessories and attires. So like those like Rent the Runway or like where you can rent a dress and you return it. I don't know if you're familiar with those
who's making the money? You're buying so you're renting it.
Yeah.
So you're making the outfit and then
not even making it. So like if I bought a Vera Wang gown for however much, let's say 1,000, and you rent it out to other people and they rent it from you for like $100 each time.
Who bought it? Who created it? So if I was a boutique store and I bought a bunch of dresses.
Yeah, you just buy a bunch of dresses and they
Gotcha.
rent those out. They do that with like everyday clothes too now. It used to, and it used to be just like for events, but there's like actual whole wardrobes where you like people just rent like 4 or 5 different pieces every month and turn that back in.
Cleaning service, tech support, rental service.
What type of rental?
Car rental.
Nah.
Sex rental. You can rent my wife.
Vacation rentals is number 10 on the list. Like
Airbnb.
Mm-hmm. And then this I've never heard of. Shared home improvement equipment is number 9. So like if you have saws or big stuff that you wouldn't typically have a place to store, carpet cleaning, whatever, you can rent those out.
Rent the person because it's letting you come to your house and shampoo.
But even the gear, like you could do it yourself.
Oh.
And you just charging for that.
Okay, and that's number 10.
That was number 9. Vacation rentals was 10.
Oh.
Yeah.
MOP said, "Where's this list at?"
This list, my computer's over there. This was on 2 different sites I went to. It was on like NerdWallet and Forbes was outdated, so maybe this was NerdWallet and Yahoo.
NerdWallet.
And then there was some stuff on LinkedIn as well.
Next week, I'm gonna be all of these things.
You're gonna be all of these things?
All of them.
Next
I'm gonna
week?
have a food truck. I'm gonna be a doula. I'm gonna have a bunch of mobile apps.
Yeah.
Children.
I mean, I guess like mobile apps, once you get the app started, and people just start downloading, like, so there's definitely like, I feel like in all those things, like there's like that work that you have to put, you're going to work hard. Cause even like owning a food truck, you got to make sure you're out and about promoting. It's a lot of work. So I don't know, like
food truck is number 1 is crazy.
Is crazy because restaurants have like a very high fail rate. So you wouldn't think, but I guess if you're eliminating like the overhead of a restaurant and you're able to go to the places that people are and your only overhead is this truck and paying like
food,
crew people and food, then you're able, because food trucks ain't cheap. Like when you go to a food truck, you're paying at least $20 minimum.
Right. So, and you're paying them for one meal.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. For an hour, if I buy 2 burritos, that's $20, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sir, that is your hourly rate right there.
Right.
And all I gotta do is, I'm taking the money, you making the food. So here, I think it needs 3 people. Just to say, on an average food truck, we'll need a cook, somebody's taking the money, and somebody who's bagging and possibly filling up the drinks in the front.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah.
So let's just say $60 an hour for these 3 people. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And somebody ordered 3 burritos. That's your hourly rate right there.
So that's just the like clear overhead. So
that's just for the people.
Yeah.
Then you gotta pay for like
food
the meats and stuff.
But if you're buying this food wholesale and stuff like that, then you're not paying like it's already profit and stuff over that. So I mean, I'm not trying to be all sweaty in a food truck, but it worked. I mean, like I said, I feel like all of them, like even creating a mobile app, there's the work that you have to do up front to make it work. And then there's always like bugs to fix and figuring out how you can get the apps and the ads and stuff like that. So nobody says the easiest way to make money. It's just a lucrative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got to fill up the water. You know what I'm saying? To wash your hands and stuff and soap. It's a lot. It's a lot, paper towels. And you want to get real fancy, you have little tables and chairs outside.
Like with vacation rentals though, think it's not much like work that we do here for studio rentals, for filming locations. That's a lot of trust. Like somebody staying in your house.
Yeah. So
or a
I
house.
don't know if y'all looked this up, man. They are implementing on Airbnb that they have cameras on all traffic areas. You heard about this?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. It's like, hey, Airbnb, it's required because a lot of people were saying this was broke when I got here, or this never happened, or I got hurt right here. I'm suing the place, like this was unstable. So it's like, so Airbnb was like, all right, in order for us to fix this, it is imperative that everybody have Ring cameras inside their traffic areas, which is kind of creepy.
It's kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy. But I mean, that's real talk. We had to get cameras in here.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's essentially, it's a place of work.
Right.
But hotels is different.
Yeah.
Airbnbs is different because now it's like, this is your family.
Right.
This is like, we're staying here.
That is it's very creepy. 100%. Yeah. I'm saying from the business side, it absolutely makes sense because there has been times where like we had to dispute something and before cameras, we didn't have any evidence.
Right, for sure.
And so I can only imagine like, it's like we're trying to protect. I feel like there had to be another way, like take pictures. When you first come in, the first step is to take video and upload to Airbnb.
Right.
That is your first requirement to get into the space, or for the owner to do right before each, whatever. Like somehow that fresh video has to happen. And then so like the state of everything. And then you can handle it from there. Like it's not proof. It's not, it's not 100%, but at least you're not having to look in on people.
Yeah. Which is insane.
Yeah.
Because, people get comfortable out that shower. People get real comfortable.
Like, I don't want nobody looking at me. I know what I do in Airbnb.
Because it's like, I forgot the towel in the bathroom. It's like, I know there's a camera in this hallway. Let me, they see me running through the hallway because I forgot my towel in the bathroom. Yeah. So what they talking about?
Mario said, we buying a food truck? What? Yes, what we cooking? App, Nub said, app making requires coding skills, which are long-term marketable. True. And as the set said, we're doing tacos. I love a good taco food truck. I have friends that have food trucks. It's a good time. Kind of creepy, but isn't it necessary? Checklist from the booker and confirm. List you as check-in. Y'all don't worry about squatters. Oh, when it comes to here, I do sometimes wonder because after we watched that Bad Roommates, remember that roommate? Yeah. Worst roommate, whatever that thing was. I was like,
but they're not signing up for addresses and stuff. That's how you can. They don't have a key.
Number one, they don't have a key.
They don't have a key to the place. They're not signing up for address. Like, hey, this is my new address right here. They're not doing an address change. And our contract with Peerspace is for a certain amount of hours. So I hope Peerspace will get involved.
Right.
They have all their credit card information, and we can keep taxing their credit cards. They still there.
Oh yeah, we charge that extra, that overtime.
Hey, you like, hey, they've been there for 2 days, yo. I need all the money
at the overtime rate. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they still there.
Yeah.
They're ruining the other clientele after that.
Yeah. This is safer than the squatting situation.
Right.
And the terminology is not like, like you are able to live. It's no like overnights, anything. So yeah, we're fine.
Question for you: the person, remember the time the people had cooked something for like an hour or something, and he ruined the whole kitchen, and you had to clean it up in between. So, did they ever dispute their charges, or did you bust them, or what happened?
Peerspace did not side with us because they said We just putting all our business out here. Peerspace. So Peerspace said because it's not in the rules on the page that we will fine you if you don't clean up, even though it's in all the information that we submit afterwards. That Peerspace says they can't do anything to uphold that. So now it's in the rules.
Okay.
But at that time, they were like, it's nowhere on your page. And I was like, but you see, we send this to every single client.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like I felt like we don't tell you how to get into our space on our page.
Right.
And you're not coming at us saying, you know, like if we didn't let a person in or we didn't give people instructions, how would you dispute that? Because it's not on the page.
Right,
like, what are you talking about, Peerspace?
Yeah.
So there's like information, and Peerspace also encourages you to send your own contracts and stuff. So I felt like I went back and forth for a long time with them, and they were like, "Sorry,
I wasn't there." So what happened? Like, what was spilled? What was on the ground?
It was so they used all the pots and pans.
Yeah.
And it was like
they left it on the sink.
They left it. No, the sink would have been nice. It was all on the stove. There was like everything. The food was splattered. It was stuck. They didn't dump anything out. Wow. There was stuff in the sink. Like everything was disgusting. There was a bunch of stuff on the floor. So, and I think we had a 30-minute turnaround.
Yeah.
Between that and another client. And luckily, that client is a recurring client that I was able to be like, hey, sorry, the previous person did not clean up, so we're trying to handle that. Right. So like I put on a load of dishes, but I also had to like hand wash and scrub. The vacuum was going. I was also sweeping. Meanwhile, this smelled really greasy.
Yeah.
On top of that, so I had like the doors open and it was spraying. Wow. And luckily, like I said, the clients were really cool and they were like, "Don't worry about it. We're just on that side anyway. It looks great." Like, and it was just like, I cannot present this space looking like this. Wow. It was very like,
and they were there for an hour, and I was like, and in my head I was like, anytime somebody booked for an hour, it's going to be chaotic.
Yeah,
I'm certain it's gonna be chaotic because they're cheap and they're rushing. They're not even trying to figure out.
Yeah, they were young too.
They're not even trying to figure out. Like, if you know, hey, we're done. And it's like, clean up after yourself, man. Like if you pee on the toilet seat,
right?
You hey, as soon as I'm done peeing, I just back up and walk away.
I think the audacity was that we said, hey, there's another client coming after you.
Right.
So that was stated.
Yeah.
You said it to him, time. Right?
Yeah.
I said it to him. I think you said it to him as well because you opened for him.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Because you're the one. They were like, "We're gonna save you some." Like,
those people.
Yeah. So it was just very like.
Got you.
That was like it was a lot happening in our Lacktoast life during that time too, and
I do remember that.
It just was not like.
Yeah, I do remember that person.
Yeah.
Anywho, that was an amazing episode right there. We got some good sound bites. Tierra over here said there's a video of Airbnb where there was a lady who came out the hidden room of the house.
Oh, I seen that mess. Yo, you know what she's talking about?
Yeah. Came out like a bookcase.
Yeah. But they were like, "What are you doing here?" And she was like, "I live here."
Right.
And they're like, "But we rented the whole house from you." And she was like, "Where am I supposed to? It's my house."
Oh boy.
What?
Wow. Wild.
What?
Wild.
Like full, like.
Yeah.
Just I live here. Like, good luck to you.
And not even like looking at the cameras like, I really need to get this butter to get in this refrigerator. Right. I'm gonna come out and say, hey, give you a heads up. Didn't even give him a heads up. Just, I think I definitely feel like it was staged because if I was the camera ready to go.
True. But I wonder, unless they heard noise. But there's also like that idea, like on Airbnb, you could clearly say, I'm just renting out rooms.
Right.
I'm not renting the whole space. This is just the room.
Mm-hmm.
So if you come in talking about like, if that's not the expectation and you show up, I don't care if it is your house.
Yeah. There's a movie called, I believe it's called Monster, or for those who can help me out in Instagram and YouTube, I think it's called Monster. There was a movie. I feel like the movie cover is red and something like witch or something. There was a woman who came to a Detroit Airbnb. She knocks on the door. So she's like, "Hey, I rented this Airbnb." He's like, "That's impossible because I rented it." And yeah. And it was raining outside. It was super dark. And she was like, "I rented this place." And he's like, "No, here's my reservations." And he was like, "Here's my reservations." And she was like, he said, "Nah, I can't stay here. I'll just stay in the car." He said, "Listen, this is crazy. I'm not going to allow you to sit in the car and wait this entire time. In the mornings, neighborhood is dangerous."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "You're more than welcome to sleep on." He's like, "I'll sleep on the couch and you sleep on the bed." And it's a scary movie.
Well, I'm out.
Huh?
I'm out.
Anybody know what this movie? Barbarian. Thank you. That's what it is. That is the premise of the movie.
Yeah.
That's not.
I'm just saying I'm out. You said it's a scary movie.
Well, because it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that story. That's a cute love story right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because they end up becoming super cool with each other.
I said I'm out, not tell me the whole story.
That's like the first 15 minutes of the movie.
Dion is gonna give away a movie.
That's the first 15 minutes of the movie. That's the trailer.
Is it the trailer? If I watch this trailer and I don't see they become cool, I'm fighting you.
All right.
Let's watch this trailer.
And this is it. Am I lying? That's the premise of the movie. That it's way bigger than that.
Okay. It's
way bigger than that. Yeah, because they rented at the same. Dion is a walking teaser trailer. No, that's the premise of the movie. It's like, oh, it's adorable. No, but it's bigger. That's what I'm saying. I didn't tell her much, did I?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the first 15 years.
I mean, honestly, guys, I'm not watching it.
Gonna watch the movie.
He said scary. Twilla is out.
I won't say it's a horror movie. There's a difference between horror and scary. It's more of a thriller. It's like
He's trying to make it better.
Remember that movie we watched together in the movie theaters, where when the girl who had sex passed it down to the next person? What's that thriller? Remember, if you don't have sex with somebody, you wouldn't curse them, and it was like it was someone's fault. Is it followed me or following?
I watched this.
You and I watched it together.
I never watched this movie.
Yes, we did. It's an old school kind of play of a movie, and is like based off the 80s, and it opens up with a woman like she's like looking back like someone's following me, and then it's like a person like walking towards them, and then it's like, listen, to get rid of that demon that's following you, you have to have sex with somebody.
I'm just saying, like, anything with demons in it don't sound like nothing I'm gonna watch.
Does this sound familiar though?
No.
Wow, I could have swore we watched this movie together.
Maybe I did, but the blood of Jesus. Amen.
The name of the movie I'm talking about Tierra is I think it's called The Following. And the movie that we're talking about, the Airbnb, is called Barbarian. Cabin in the Woods is a scary comedy, but not a horror film. Same thing.
I used to like scary movies. I think by the time I hit 30, I was over it. Like, I was like, I don't like being scared no more. And I also kind of blame you.
Why don't you like scary? Because I fall asleep on them?
Yeah. So it's like the joy in scary movies is not to watch them by yourself, right. Is watching with your friends and being like, oh my. Like, so Saw was a scary movie.
It's not scary.
To me, it was scary enough.
It's still not scary.
Anyway, you were like, you got to watch these Saws. So I was watching the Saws, and you kept falling asleep.
Mhm.
And I was like, this ain't fun no more. I don't want to do
Yeah,
it.
I do it
I
again.
don't want to watch these movies.
No regrets.
And none for me either. I'm just not watching them. But so that's like part of the thing. And then like other stuff, I'd be like, y'all be playing with some stuff. I don't even want to play with that.
Yeah, you know when it so what I love about horror movies
Uh-huh.
is they like to play with the idea of, I can't say play, but it's brilliant because they know the most powerful opposition of demons and satanic beings or stuff like that is God, is like Jesus. And what I like when it comes to those type of horror movies is like, hey, there's some over here who is having some sort of exorcism, demonic possession. Let me hit up, Father, Abraham, who has many sons. Let me hit up Father, So when he comes to get the demon out, it's like, by the power of, Christ compels you, and he's like trying to get it out, and he's like, oh, now the demon went to the Father, and it's like, and he's like, yes, Father, you are not all the way whole yourself. And he was like, now from a little chink in your armor, I'm going to possess you. And now the mother's like, I can imagine hiring the help, and now the help is possessed. And it's like, now that's a scary movie. Now that's terrifying. And it's like, you see the father fight, like, Father, Jesus, help me. And you see the demon fighting him. It's like, woo! Now that's terrifying.
Yeah, I'm good.
I know it's terror.
I was like, I'm good.
I know it's terror.
Yeah. And also, like, I think there's some stuff that was just kind of like fun level, scary horror situations. But there's some stuff where I'd be like, I feel like people are putting like some real incantation and research up in here.
Yeah.
And it just like my vibe, I feel like the vibe is off. I don't want to partake in that. And so that's kind of where like I protect my spirit for a lot of times. And
Black oppression.
Right. Protect your spirit.
Yeah.
I'm not against that. I'm like, if you don't like watching sex scenes, don't watch sex scenes. Protect your spirit. If you that sort of thing. Like it's just like certain energies that's put out, and you're just like, I feel uneasy, so I'm not going to vibe with. Yeah. And that's, that's per person.
Sure. Yeah. I love the idea of something that's not even there. It's not in your reality.
Right.
You're watching it.
That's a great movie.
It's like, man, this director,
that's
this
the
sound
power
design.
Movies. Yeah.
It's like, man, I am terrified.
That's
like,
that's power art. Movies. Like one thing that I do appreciate, like I think people don't appreciate until it's not well done, is sound. Sound design. Sound design will transport you. Yeah. There are so many things that I watch with my eyes closed, and you can tell what's happening. Like, or super like gory stuff, like an extremely violent scene. Like, sometimes like causes you to jump, but you hear that like bones crunching and the blood gushing. Like you hear that through sound design, and I know exactly what just happened. I didn't have to see it, but your team did a really good job. Now just imagine how much it would suck. Like you don't know what's going on, and you don't hear those. You don't have those effects. You're just like,
I just had a funny idea.
What?
It was like, yo, who's the sound designer of this action film? It was like, when you broke Jet Li's fingers in that last scene, oh, I felt the crunching, man. What did you use to? He was like, no, we really broke his fingers.
That was real sound.
That was real.
That was not
Foley. Like he does us all his own stunts. He does all his. It's like you're like, yeah, look.
So the blood gushing from the arm.
Yep, that's all us right there. We broke his femur. Those real car accidents. He actually flew through the window.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think I first started appreciating sound. I was listening to the sound designer for Jurassic Park. I think it's a brother. I think it's a black man who did that. And just like the levels and the things that they put together to make a certain sound. Like, like water running isn't just water running.
Right.
Like there's a specific sound that you have and layers that you have to build. I'm like, man, that is a true art form.
Right. Because in reality, you can't actually film great sound with the actors and rain and running on wet muddy gravel. And it's like, because when you're running, like, this is going to possibly make noise, so you need to have some sort of protected lav to kind of like block all sort of running sounds.
Right.
And it's like, you gotta add all this in post, because now you gotta have like you're flapping leaves onto like wet dirt.
And even like the sound of like a footstep hitting wet dirt doesn't sound the same as a footstep hitting wet dirt when you do it in the movies and the layers, because they just add so much and build to it. You'd be like, that sounds more like a than like the actual true one. Because I remember trying to be cheap on set and trying to get some of those sounds, and it's like, it don't sound the same. It don't do the same. But yeah,
it is. You went 2 hours, yo.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, we are overboard.
We had a lot to say.
Did y'all have a good time, y'all? Did y'all have a good time? Did y'all have a good time? Tia over here by herself going crazy. Anna Zazette, Nubs, Moyo. I'm saying LaShonda over here laughing. My friend fell asleep on me watching I Am Legend. You think I Am Legend is scary?
I fell asleep. I never watched the whole thing.
Boy.
I want to watch it, especially in this day of AI, I think. I
would say I Am Legend and World War Z is my, and Train to Busan. Busan.
Yeah.
That's the hood version.
Busan. What country is Busan?
Busan. Train to Busan.
That's in France.
Those are
in France.
Busan. Those are my top 3 favorite zombie movies. I Am Legend was brilliant, man, because I love origins of how zombies come about, because it's like they were close to curing cancer and they figured it out. It's like, man, we figured out a way to eradicate cancer for everybody. And I think everyone got an injection or something like that, or it was either like a mist, and a few amount of people didn't have that gene to adapt it, and then everybody else was turned into zombies, and they couldn't stand light. So he had the whole city to himself. And
I need to watch that.
Terror, man.
Need to watch that. I love how you be like, we got to wrap up. And another thing.
I did. I'm sorry.
No fault. I just find it funny every time. Every time.
Well, wrap us up, then. We put the condom on.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching another fantastic episode of the Baldie Locs podcast with your girl Twilla Amin
and Dion
Lack. Listen, once again, if you are not, if you subscribe but not hit that notification bell, you are missing out on our live conversations here. We do sometimes go live on our Lacktoast Instagram, so you can join us there. But meanwhile, be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, share, spread the Baldie Locs podcast everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And that's it.
Let's do it. All right.
Just ending.
Oh, my bad.
Bye, y'all.
No, you go ahead and do that.
I was like, you didn't address the folks. Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Need some help getting up?
My knees hurt. Y'all, this workout is real.
You want the hand like this?
I'm just.
This couch is super
It's
low.
so low.
Okay. All right.
I didn't need you.
My bad.
I'm an independent Black woman.
Bad bye. Was that a bye-bye or? Those sounds. Oh. You press. Okay, I was like, that might just everything come off.
Press stop first.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all.
My bad.
Oh, what you saying my bad for?
Because my camera was turned.
It's all good. I was just saying what's up to you, man. You know, you was hanging in there tough.
I was trying to get phone calls and whatnot.
Yeah. Good old Tierra over here on the Instagram. You don't need to turn the camera on, man. Just saying what's up to the people. You know, now I see myself twice.
Okay.
Didn't want nothing, girl. Just saying what's up. Thomas Frazier up in here.
Good day.
Huh?
I said, are you having a good day today?
Good day is great, man. Good day is great, yo.
Good.
Yeah, life is grand over here. Hello? Yeah, she just left. It's gone.
Nobody cares about your good day.
She's gone. What chicken? From the chicken from the
I brought chicken from home. I'm prepared for the day. You know what I mean?
Did this dude get? Oh my God! Oh my Lord!
Dressed like the motherfucking part they want to be the rappers.
Lady B. Look at this woman's this dude's tattoo.
That other shit is garbage. That's what I mean, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck out of here, son.
Like,
shit is whack, son.
I can't say.
Nobody's buying it.
Do you love Jesus this much, though?
That shit is annoying. Like, stop it, man. Just because niggas got a change.
He got that in one sitting.
And they dress like the motherfucking part.
He got that in one sitting. He got put. Let me turn this off. Let me turn the music off. You love Jesus that much? I that don't even sound right saying that. But he got put to sleep to get that tattoo. Crazy. He is unconscious to get this tattoo. Crazy. He is shaking. His body's in shock. Crazy. One tattoo? How long did it take a whole body tattoo? Anybody tattoo experts? This seems like a person right here. This is his baptism. This is his baptism, as in like, God, I really messed up. And this is I'm sorry. I have to go all out to let you know how much I love you, Jesus. I'm about to get a whole torso tattoo to let you know I'm sorry. Ain't nothing holy about that. This tattoo is crazy to us.
I have a brother who doesn't have a tattoo, and we've been trying to get matching sibling tattoos for a while, and he keeps refusing. So then, but he's like, I don't want that tattoo. But if I get a tattoo, it would be this. And I don't know if you've ever seen like the angel wing, the huge angel wings.
Who? Your dark skinned brother?
No, Langston has many tattoos.
Okay.
Brian.
They're both dark, but not Langston's darker though.
Yeah, but okay. Langston has multiple.
Can't even see them. They just practice.
You see him.
Can't see him.
He said you gotta go.
You gonna show me your arm?
I'm gonna show you my arm. No, you gotta go to the right person.
You can show me your arm. He said, "Let me show you." Like you got
Yeah, you see mine.
Look at this. You love Jesus that much?
I do love Jesus that much. If he told me to go get that, I
would
cry
sitting?
The whole time. But I might pass out a few times. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
It's like this hurt. Listen,
my little one.
Yeah.
My little one, I was like, "Ooh, this is a bad decision."
Yeah.
Ooh. But I do some more small ones. But I'd be like, "Lord, is this really you?"
Yeah, that's wild.
Or is it that ayahuasca that Dion?
That's the ayahuasca, yo. This is wild. He said, "Man, I really messed up in life. I really messed up. Jesus, I'm sorry.
I am not worthy.
I'm getting baptized and I'm getting this tattoo.
I'm not worthy of your goodness.
Man,
to show you how dedicated I am."
He's like, "Do you want to do this in part, sir? Tonight." I can't go any further. Jesus.
Expensive tattoo too.
Huh?
That's an expensive tattoo. You got design.
Yeah, and colored,
Sit for it. Yeah.
and get put up under. This is one of those things of like, I'd rather. Okay, would you just? How about this? Would you rather get this tattoo or take an ice bath for 24 hours?
That all sounds like torture.
I know they both sound torturous. Would you eating? You just your head is above water. How about y'all?
That sounds like frostbite.
Frostbite?
24 hours?
Ask Google how long you can be in the ice bath.
Okay, Google. How long can you take an ice bath before getting hypothermia?
On the website readyice.com, they say, cause hypothermia. According to a 2009 article from Scientific American, hypothermia. How long can someone survive in frigid water? People submerged in 41 can go for 10 to 20 minutes before they start to experience loss of coordination and strength, which is the first sign of hypothermia.
Start losing what? In strength? What's the first word to use?
Coordination?
Coordination. Start losing coordination. He's like, I don't know which way is up. 24-hour and it's done. That tattoo is forever. No, but so we just looked up how long until you get hypothermia, and they said what, 10 minutes?
10, 15.
So yeah, so you would have to do 10 minutes and then get out.
That's even worse.
No, yeah. So it'd be 10 minutes, get out for 40 minutes, and then so every hour, so you got to get in there 24 hours. Every 10 minutes. So you get in for 10 minutes, you get out for 50 minutes. Go in for 10 minutes. You do that versus that. Y'all hear that? So I'm gonna explain to y'all again. Would y'all rather take an ice bath for 10 minutes for every hour for 24 hours, or get this tattoo? Don't want that either, but I'll do that before that tattoo. 24 hours and it's done. The tattoo's forever. Woo! That boy. Woo! That stomach is twerking. Watch, why you got Jesus twerking? That boy's up under. I'm gonna post this in my story and say, "You love Jesus this much?" That just sounds really wild saying that. Watch Jesus about to be twerking. Here it comes. Yeah, it is right there. He doing like the stanky leg. He's doing stanky leg. I'll do that for a week. Have medic on site. Ice bath will warm up without replenishment. Nah, man, you gotta keep adding ice, yo. Quit trying to cheat, Mo. Yeah. Oh, so this is mad random, but my nurse at my doctor's office, her name was I seen her name tag. It said Jesus with an A on the end. Let me see if Tools know how to pronounce it.
There's a guy with a tattoo, that same dude that goes, Jesus Christ.
No, that's not. No, this is a black dude right here.
Oh.
So the name Jesus with an A on the end. How would you pronounce that?
Jesus. Jesus. Are you not talking about Joshua?
No.
Jesus with an A.
If you see on the name tag, Jesus with the A on it.
Jesusa.
That was my nurse's name. Right? Jesusa. So when I asked her, I said, "What's your name?" She's like, "Susan." And I was like, I looked at it, I was like, why does your name tag say Oh, it's Hey Susan. People just call me Susan. Hey Susan. So it's like Hey Susan. So it's like say Hey Susan.
Okay.
So people kept saying Hey Susan. So she's like, I'm just gonna call myself Susan.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey Susan. Yep. You got it. You got it, Moyo. Yeah. For the longest, she was like, it was like, Hey Susan. I was like, hey, your name tag says.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah. Anyway, all right, y'all. I'm out of here. Thank y'all for rocking with us. Go get a Jesus tattoo. All right. Get it with me. Get it
That's
with
your
me.
sign off.
That's my sign off. All right. So we had a discussion. I mean, before I talked about this, do you feel like you heard every Bible story in the Bible before? Do you feel like some sort of stories slipped through the cracks?
Yeah, I feel like stories.
Gosh, I'm like, I'm in my 40s.
Like, I know a lot of the stories.
Right.
But I think one got me. I feel it I was like, have I heard this?
I heard this one today, and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna bring y'all into this little Bible story. I'm sure y'all, I heard that before. Why are you using that versus actually honey?
I forgot.
Gosh, yo, this is for the people.
You're right.
She said it was a story about Abigail. Is it Abigail and Nabal?
Abel.
Is it Nabal? Abigail and Nabal? And he was like, Nabal was a fool or something like that. And
Abigail David's wife?
Yeah.
Or whatever?
Yeah. In my head, I was like, what? I heard this. I heard this today. Oh my God. How did this story slip through the cracks? And it was like, and he was like, and David was like, I'm about to kill everybody. And then Abigail was like, no, don't kill him. Like, it was my fault. It was like, don't blame my husband, blame me. And then in like 13 days, in Nabal, yeah. And she was like, and in 13 days, her husband actually died. And he was like, because he was a fool.
Oh, yeah.
And then he was like, because of that, since you took, because you took on that, I'm gonna marry you.
I think the stories in David after like Bathsheba, or a lot of the stories kind of get like lost on people. Like they only hear like the big ones. So yeah.
Yeah, in my head was like, because in my head was like, David was doing this like during the time of Saul. I was trying to figure out like, what's this in the cave? And I was like, why was he so upset in the cave? Because I think after the story of Bathsheba, I kind of blended in with his son. It's kind of in
but that story, if he was running from Saul.
I know that was early. I know.
Yeah.
That was just because they really drug out.
Yeah.
The Saul and David in the cave hiding, and David and Goliath, and then when Saul finally died, they kind of sped up the stories.
Yeah.
Abigail was known for her quick thinking, saved lives. Yeah, because the whole point of her having that story, was like, we need women to think quick on our feet. And she was like the story of Abigail, standing in the line of current, being the resistance. So
that's people always think women gotta do stuff. That's what I got for that.
Yeah.
I was like, when people be like, you need to be a Proverbs 31 woman. I was like, this woman, the folks at the gate, like he was talking and all the stuff that everybody says at the Proverbs 31, a businesswoman, cleaning her house, taking care of the kids, while her husband was chatting with friends down the street. No. I was like, there needs to be more men that know to give a woman a break. Like, why she gotta do all that?
Yeah.
I just get so upset. Women need to be like, and here in the Bible it says, tell me what men need to be like in where it says.
So you picking and choosing what type of?
I'm not picking and choosing. I just be like, I hear that message is so
outdated.
not even outdated, it's loud. Like people keep
saying
that
to this day.
To this day, and it's like, bruh, like what are y'all telling the men to do? Like I
Mhm.
know there's like men Bible studies, but like rarely I feel like you don't hear as much from preachers to be like, and brothers and men, what a man of God is this, and a man of God does this, and it's just like women, you gotta
Proverbs
do X,
31.
Y, like,
Yeah.
bruh.
I'm certain in the 1400s that was a popping scripture. Before women rights,
Yeah.
before women vote, yeah. But now it's like, okay, all right, cook and clean, take care of your
It's
man,
not even that.
honor. You know, when it
It's
comes,
just like women do everything, be so on point. That's what it feels like.
yeah.
It's like Proverbs 31 woman. There's nothing she can't do,
Right.
and it's like she's not even given rest. Like she's married and she's doing the most.
Mm-hmm.
Like where is her helpmate?
Yeah.
Like this is for this to be in the Bible days. I feel like the man's supposed to take on more of a role.
Right. For sure. Yeah.
And that's what.
But also, in Bible times, it was very rare that you heard a woman talking to God directly. Right?
Yeah.
So it was like, you stay away from that. It was only men having that one-on-one with God.
Right.
So I'm saying it's like they always assumed that men. I mean, I'm assuming, I don't know, that men was the head of the household and women supposed to be life mates to men. So it's like, hey, as I'm talking direct current to God, you take care of my surroundings and make sure I'm fully focused. I don't know.
I was like, there's nothing to that focus. It wasn't. Not even the man after God's own heart. Who's that focus?
I don't know. Moyo going to work over here.
Go to work.
David was on the run, was hiding out near Nabal's field, watching over his land for free. When he and men asked for some food, Nabal was like, no, the nerve. Women are that, though. I think it was written to honor all the work that she does. Men have rules and regulations, heavy responsibility.
But who's preaching? I agree that they do.
Mm-hmm.
I agree that men have responsibilities, but it always feels like the burden of something is on a woman.
Yeah.
I feel like there's very few real preachers that preach about men, how to cover your household.
Right.
If your wife is going to submit, this is what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Like there's very rare, I won't say across the board, just in my experience, and I'm going for a lot of church, I feel like you don't hear that as often. Mm-hmm. Ladies, like you're going to be tempted by men, like don't be seduced. Right. Or ladies, like men, it's like it's something like this weakness towards men that women are supposed to like protect and keep, like all this type of stuff. And it's like, if he's the head of the household, I'm gonna need him to become a little bit more, bro. Right.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
I appreciate you letting me go off on that.
No, that's what we need, man. I do want to talk to you about the church hurt though. But I'm gonna get up off out of here because man, that's Moya says that's bad. That's wrong preaching.
Yeah. 100.
All right, yo, I'm out of here. Me and Twelve gonna have a one-on-one about church hurt. You want to be a part of the conversation? You gotta join the Patreon. I got the Patreon. You gotta hit the QR code, be a part of the conversation. We're going to talk about life, love in the church. Join the Patreon.